Washington may have reason to be pleased with the outcome of the NATO summit in Wales that ended on Friday. Speaking afterwards, the US President stressed the unanimity of leaders on the dangers posed by Russia's actions in Ukraine and the threat to member security by Islamic State. Sandy Berger, a former US National Security Advisor to President Bill Clinton, is backing NATO's stand on eastern Ukraine.
Unless there is a political settlement that restores this area to Ukrainian control, I think we need to increase the sanctions. We need to help Ukraine defend itself, and we ought not to let this situation stand as a victory for Putin's aggression.
Berger also backed the view that Islamic State in Iraq and Syria is a problem that the world needs to address with some urgency.
Clearly there's a military dimension. We can do some damage with air power, but there has to be forces on the ground ultimately to push ISIS back. That means we need a strong Iraqi army, which has been very much eroded in recent years. We need to help rebuild that.
The US is by far the largest contributor to NATO. The unity Obama talked of at the summit may go some way to convincing the American public that the organization is still very much needed in the post-Cold War world, although our correspondent says he still has some work to do.
There is a widespread feeling in Washington's foreign policy community that the NATO summit was a reasonable success. President Obama, initially reluctant, was able to put together all the elements necessary to confront aggressors, namely Russia and ISIL. He now has to fight an uphill battle to convince the American public and Congress. Stefan Grobe, Euronews, Washington.